Hey there and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a really dewy, pretty, really shimmery lit from within a graduation look. A lot of you may have already graduated, but I know there's still a ton of graduations where I'm living now, and I know in New Jersey a lot of, especially the high schools, don't graduate till later. So if you have time to play around with a little bit of makeup beforehand and kind of achieve a look that you're going to want to have on your graduation day, I would definitely recommend this. It's a pretty simple eye look and just really like shimmery and highlighted, and really will make you look really like you're glowing on your special day. I mean, graduation is a really huge deal, and I hope you all get to attend your graduation ceremony, whether it be from high school or college. I just recently attended my younger sister's graduation from college, and it was such a great time. So good luck to all the graduates out there, and if you want to recreate this look, keep watching. Okay, so to get started with this look, I've started with the Olay Complete All Day Moisturizer. This also has sunscreen in it, and I just feel like this is a good time to reiterate now that, especially that we're in the summer months, make sure that you're wearing a moisturizer with SPF or putting an SPF on before you do your makeup. Even if you're just going to be, in the car or outside for a few minutes, it's super important, really all year long. I've also primed my skin with the NYX Angel Veil primer, and I've prepared my eyes with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. So that is on my skin already. I'm now going to go in with like a pretty simple eye look. I recently discovered that I had this like whole palette of Ulta eyeshadows, and they like have specific like names listed on here, but I'll do cutaways close up so you can kind of see what the color looks like. So if you have a color that's similar, that you can use that color. You don't necessarily have to use the ones that I'm using. So to start, I'm going to go in with a Sigma E60 large shader brush in the color Silk. It's kind of just like a white, like almost a little bit of a shimmery color. But it's pretty much just like a either skin tone or white color, kind of like a bone shade. I'm just going to put that all across the eye. I'm then going to take a Sigma E70 medium angled shading brush and go in with the color Toast, and I'm just going to take that through my crease. Just with windshield wiper motions, I'm just going to work that into the crease. I'm also going to bring it slightly up onto the brow bone so that you can see it a little bit even with the eye closed. So just slightly bring that up, especially if you have a really deep crease. I'm then going to take my Sigma E55 eye shading brush and take that into the color Stardust. It's really like a nice, kind of like a yellowy gold color. I'm just going to pack that onto the lid just to kind of brighten that up and bring that slightly to the start of the crease. And then to take my Sigma E40 tapered blending brush and just blend away the top part and a little bit into the crease so that all the colors are nice and work together, even though we really only use 3 colors here. They're nice and well blended. I am going to also take my Sigma E30 pencil brush, and I'm just going to go into a white shadow just while I'm here and just highlight my brow bone. This will really help just pop the look. Even though that color that we had on underneath is pretty light, this will just kind of help highlight a little bit more. Okay, now a new eyeliner I just started using is the Wet n Wild Felt Tip Eyeliner in dark brown, which I love. I was actually looking for a dark brown eyeliner and was having trouble finding one. And I was using that Master Kohl liner for a bit, but that one was just a little bit thick for me. So this one I can draw a nice thin line. And since we really are focusing more on the skin in this look, we want to keep the eyes, fairly neutral here, even though we do have shadow on them. They're a little bit more neutral looking. So I would definitely suggest a brown liner here. And I love felt eyeliners because I feel like they're really easy to draw a line on and deliver just as much color as you want, but you don't necessarily have to wait for it to dry or have a super perfect hand like you do with a liquid one. Okay, so now I'm going in, I'm just on the waterline with the Endless Silky Eye Pen by Pixi by Petra, and the color is Opal Overcoat. I'm just going to put a little bit of that in the waterline just to kind of keep the look nice and bright. You can use, any flush or, bright colored water liner. All right, and then for the skin, I'm going in with a BB cream, the Smashbox Camera Ready BB cream, just because we do want the skin to look really fresh and bright. And I'm just going to take a damp beauty blender and work that into the skin. I'm just going to dot it across and then bounce my Beauty Blender across the skin. Alright, so we don't want to go too heavy on the concealer, but we definitely want to brighten up under the eyes. So I'm just going to take this Revlon Photo Ready Concealer in this stick and kind of place it under the areas that I would normally highlight. This is a fairly sheer formula, so this is going to blend in really nicely to the skin, and we won't have to worry about it looking too heavy. We definitely want to brighten up kind of especially the center of the face, and this is in the color Fair here. I actually think I had one shade lighter and ended up going up a shade. And I'm just bouncing this on the skin to make sure we're all really well blended. And just under the eyes, because I want to make sure that the concealer really stays in place, I'm just going to take a little bit of the Bye Undereye, if I can find a concealer brush, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of that right underneath, right directly underneath the lash line. Okay, and to set that all in place, I'm going to take my Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder in Translucent Light and a Real Technique setting brush, and I'm just going to pat that in over the areas that we concealed. And if it's kind of taking you a while to get all that concealer in place, you might want to go back in with your Beauty Blender just to like touch up any little wrinkles or creases that might have happened. Alright, and just to add a little bit of definition back into the face, I'm going to take my Citate London Bamboo Bronzer, and I'm just actually going to take that on a Sigma E40 tapered blending brush, just to put that in the places that I want to contour. I would definitely stay away from doing a cream and a powder contour. I would kind of pick one or the other. I'm then going to go in with a Luxie Precision Foundation Brush 660 and just blend that out. And I believe I got this in my Ipsy bag this month or last month. And to all the graduates, do not stress if you are finishing college and you don't have a job yet. I actually ended up graduating a semester early, but I went home for about 4 or 5 weeks, maybe, at least 3 weeks, and didn't have a job yet. So, but your mother will probably hate me for saying that. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the City Color Be Matte Blush in the color Fresh Melon. It's like a really bright peachy shade. I think I used to use this in videos about a month or two ago. Angled blush brush. Pop that on the cheeks for just a little bit of color. This is just a really nice, bright, fresh color. You really just want the skin to look dewy today. It's really just about having a nice, glowing, fresh look that will look nice in pictures but not look too heavy on the skin. And I actually just went to my younger sister's graduation from college, and I actually wore like kind of a little bit of like a heavier makeup look because I knew we were going to be taking pictures, and I kind of regretted it because I feel like it got a little bit cakey as the day went on. So this is really nice and fresh. Next, the new product that I've been using, the Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid. It's an illuminating highlighter. They didn't have the lightest color, so I went for the medium color, and it's kind of a coppery, bronzy color. But if you just tap that along the tops of the cheekbone and then kind of pat that in with your finger, it delivers just such a nice, really pigmented highlight that really just does blend right into the skin. And you can even do this before you powder, or if you want to skip powdering and you just want to use cream products, it really blends in nice. But it goes in really over a powder, as you can see here too. I'm just blending that in with my ring finger, just gently kind of working that into the skin. And put a little bit in the Cupid's bow. All right, and then since we want to really have that super dewy, glowy look, we're actually going to also go with a little bit of the NYX Duo Chromatic Highlighter, just on like a fluffy, either a large eyeshadow brush or a small setting brush. And I'm just going to take that mostly just on my cheekbones, just to really highlight, especially since I have a little bit more of oily skin. And if you do have oily skin, just definitely be careful with the highlighter. I would focus it more on the cheekbones and on the Cupid's bow. I would really not put too much on the nose or the chin, since that is the places where you kind of naturally get a little bit shiny already. All right, and for brows, you can definitely go in and do a full brow, or you can just do a tinted brow gel, which is what I'm going to do today to go for something a little bit more natural. This is the Gimme Brow in number 3 by Benefit. It's going to work a little bit of that in, mostly just to kind of fill in any sparse areas, especially along the top of my brow that tends to be a little bit more sparse. And the nice thing about a tinted brow gel is you can kind of build up if you want a heavier or a softer brow. I'm then going to go in with the Smashbox X-Rated mascara. It has this kind of cool twisty tube here. This has been my favorite mascara for a couple weeks now, or you could put on whatever your favorite mascara is. And before I go in and do my bottom lashes, I'm just going to take that Sigma E30 pencil brush again and go back in. Actually, I'm going to go in with the color, I'm going to go back in with the color Toast that I used through my crease. And I'm just going to take that on a pencil brush just underneath the eye. This will really just help kind of diffuse and make it a little bit more natural looking. Even though you're adding more product, it actually balances out the eye. And it also helps kind of hide any little under eye creasing that may happen. Even though we have, you know, used concealer and set that, even if there's just a little bit of creasing, this helps hide it. And it really does make the eye look a little bit more natural. And then make sure you're using a waterproof mascara in case you cry a little bit, that your mascara will stay in place. And you can always put falsies on if you really want to amp up the look a little bit more. I'm then going to go in with my Urban Decay DeSlick setting spray, or you can go with any setting spray to kind of complement your skin if you have more oily skin, like oil control setting spray, or if you have really dry skin, you might want to go in with the dewy setting spray. And while that's drying, we're going to go in and do a lip. If you have like a white or a black cap and gown, you probably maybe want to go in with a lip that's a little bit more bright and fun. But if you have like a really strong color, like a green or yellow, or a really strong color cap and gown, you may want to go in with something a little bit more neutral, like a nude lip. But if you do want to go in with the color, I have the Wet n Wild Megalast Liquid Catsuit in the color Coral Corruption. And it's just a liquid lipstick that I've used for about a week now. It's a little bit more orangey than I would like, but it's a really pretty color. So I'm just going to put this on. And the nice thing about a liquid lipstick is you can cheat your lip line just a little bit because it dry. If you have a formula that dries down to a matte. And if this color is like a little bit too orangey for you, or if the peach turns out a little too orangey, you can always mix in like a nude pink as well. But this is the completed graduation look. It's very like bright and springy, and obviously has a lot of highlighter on it because you really want to look like you're glowing lit from within on your big special day. So best of luck to all the graduates. Hope you have an amazing graduation day. And if you've already graduated, hope it was an awesome time and that you got to see all your family and really enjoyed it. So congratulations and have a great week.